discount it.
Hey Neil, on that Wood River Energy, I'm gonna call him in. I'll also put him on speakerphone,
Okay.
but have him at the end of the agenda. Just hopefully we'll be able to reach him.
Okay.
Because he had a different commitment, so I guess if not, we'll just push it back a week if we can't get a hold of him.
Okay. All right, I'd like to call the Ellis County Commission meeting to order. Everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd like to thank everyone for coming. Bobby, if you can call roll, please.
Commissioner Nathan Liker.
Here.
Chair Neil Younger.
Here.
Commissioner Michael Burgess.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, the order of business, Darren did just say that as far as the Wood River, Mike, we'll get him on the line. And then we will have one executive session for 15 minutes, Bobby. Okay, everybody have a chance to look at the minutes?
Yep, minutes look good. Yep.
Michael?
Look good.
I don't think they was long. They should have been as long as we spent, but that's all right. Good discussion.
Right.
Good discussion. Good discussion.
Next time I'll make it verbatim.
Okay. But, yeah, I do thank the other two commissioners. They had a lot of good questions and got a good crew. So, okay, the consent agenda. Everybody look at that.
Yeah, I'll move to approve consent agenda items A through G.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Anyone from the audience have any issues? Okay. Okay, new employees. Jennifer?
Good morning, Jennifer Taylor, Ellis County HR Coordinator. And this morning I have 2 of our 4 new employees that have come on board in the last month. I have Natalie Shoemaker. She's a motor vehicle tax collection clerk. And then I also have Christine Brining, motor vehicle tax collection clerk. They're both in the Treasury Motor Vehicle Department. So thank you for joining me. And then I also have Keith Deckant, who is back with us as a facilities maintenance technician, and Tate Elgood as a truck driver too with Public Works. So, thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Okay, Tillman Infrastructure Cell Tower, Justin?
Justin Craig, Environmental Services Director. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm going to turn it over to Dave to present the Tillman Infrastructure CUP and their recommendation.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. David McDaniel, Chairman of the Ellis County Joint Planning Commission, here this morning to address you for conditional use permit 2313, Tillman Infrastructure Cellular Tower. I believe you have a packet in front of you with most of the information, so I will be brief. We met on June 28th for the public hearing on this particular CUP. This is regarding a cell tower in Victoria, or on Victoria Avenue, if I'm not mistaken. Tillman Infrastructure is the agent for Patricia Wellbrock, Marlene Rohr, and Doris Schmidt on this particular information. I believe you have the staff report in front of you that lists the 8 things that have to be done for a CUP. I believe you also have the findings of fact, the 11 points that the committee that I represent have gone through. The protest period for this particular thing ended on July 12th. There were no protests. So we come before you this morning to ask you to either approve, disapprove, or send it back to the committee.
What's the recommendation?
We approve.
You approve, okay. And there was no comment one way or the other on that tower?
Negative. Nothing.
Thank you.
Michael, anything?
No, again, they did the work for us, I think.
That's their job. Anything, Neil?
I have nothing. I think it's great. We need some more of them out in the country, especially if it's going to stay this dry. Hopefully, we don't get no fires, but communication is a big deal, so I'm all for it.
Okay. Well, with that, I'll go ahead and move that we approve Resolution 23-17 to approve CUP 2213 to allow Tillman Infrastructure to construct a cell tower and install telecommunication equipment on the described parcel located at 753 Vincent Avenue, Victoria, Kansas.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved.
Thank you,
Dave,
gentlemen,
thank
for your time.
Justin.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, relay thank you to the zoning committee for doing the work. Appreciate it.
Okay, the Health Department, Kim?
Good morning, Kim Reel, Health Director. Before you this morning, I am here to ask for approval of a new job description or an updated job description for a advanced practice registered nurse. As you are aware, we did have a nurse step down within the last month. And with what we are doing right now at this time, it just makes sense for us to take our APRN, Mayor Moody, who's been a contract employee for the past 5 years, and move her into an RN position with an updated job description and allow her to have benefits with the county. Mayor Moody is going into her 51st year of nursing. She has already proven to us at the health department what she's capable of, and she's also working to bring more business in. Between her and I yesterday, we saw close to 50 patients, and we're going into our busy time of the year. This will, as far as the budget goes, this will also save the county approximately $40,000 to $45,000 for us to do this. And then a year down the road, we would like to take a look at maybe adding a nurse on, given the programs that we develop over the next year. Are there any questions at all?
I have none.
No, I've had good conversations with you on kind of the direction you'd like to take it, so it sounds good.
Yeah, I don't have any questions. I think it works good, so I'll move to approve the APRN job description as presented and reallocate the one full-time RN position in this new classification.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. I do have one thing to add to that. I
Sure.
was with Darren a little bit. If at some point we could bring Maren Moody in with that many years, just to recognize her, not to put her on the spot, but just to show appreciation. I don't know what the other two commissioners think of that, but that's a lot of years of service.
Yeah, I was trying to drag her down here with me this morning, and we are so full and packed at the health department, it just wasn't an option, so.
Well, at some point.
Yeah, absolutely, I will do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
Okay, Kim again?
Okay. So I'm also here to ask for approval for a 4-year grant opportunity that was presented to us probably within the last 3 months. It's the Workforce Development Grant. This will be designed for health departments, public health, to basically help us to keep what we have in public health and to move forward with public health. COVID kind of did it in for us with a lot of turnover. More than 70% at public health in the state of Kansas has been turned over. What we would do is it's a grant for $93,013.85 over 4 years. And you can see in 2024, We would write for 25,000, carry over the difference. Year 2, we would ask for another 25,000, carry over the difference to dissolve it by December of 2027. Possible expenditures for the grant could be salary increases for those in public health, helping them to get back to education if they're looking to go to an RN or an LPN schooling. And then the unallowable expenditures are going to be research, clinical care, furniture, equipment, and then lobbying activities. But we typically don't see grants like this come down that will help us. So I'm just asking for approval to write for the grant, and then we will know hopefully within the next 30 to 60 days if we get approved for it.
How much turnover was through our public health in Ellis County during that time?
During COVID,
Yeah,
we lost 2, well, with Jason included, 3 people
out of how
out
many?
of 7.
So almost 50% is turnover.
Correct.
Okay. And is that including just the recent RN that left?
No, she would add another on.
Okay. So we've had over
50%.
50% in the
Correct.
past 2.5 years.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I have no problem with this. I move to approve the grant application of the Workforce Development Grant offered through the state of Kansas Department of Health and Environment. And I apologize if you have other comments.
I will, when we're.
I'll second that. I
We
do have
have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. I do like your thought process in using those funds for wage increase for those. That way we can retain them. Like you say, it's over 50% that, so,
Yep.
thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Bobby?
Good morning, Commissioners. Bobby Dryling, County Clerk. I am before you guys today to approve the last of the resolutions for the dissolution and consolidation of the townships. Prior to this, I've already published the first resolution 2 times in the Hayes Daily News as required by law. And then after that, any township people had the opportunity to prepare a petition with the majority of the electors in each township and bring it before me. That time has passed yesterday, and so I'm before you today to approve the last of the resolution that does the rest of the disorganization and attaching to townships. And I would ask for a motion to approve those resolutions. Do you have any questions?
Have you had any comments regarding it?
No, the only comment I had is when Janet approached the day that I had the first hearing. Other than that, no one has called, mentioned it to me at all. Have any of you commissioners heard from any of the townships?
I've heard from a couple, but they were in favor of it.
Okay, yeah.
So
Other than
they
that,
had no
no, it's
problem.
been real quiet.
That's the same thing I've had. You know, people were wondering why, and I said, because nobody wants to volunteer. Volunteer is a very important thing in our
Right.
community, and here it's starting to show it's just going downhill.
Right.
But
So,
everybody that I talked to was in favor of doing it, so.
Okay, that's all I have.
Yeah. Well, I'll move to approve the sign resolutions 2312, 2313, 2314, 2315, and 2316, disorganizing Catherine, Ellis, Victoria, Wheatland, and Lookout Townships.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion approved. Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you.
Okay, county, nope, we gotta do the Wood River. You gonna get him? Or is it-
I figured it'd take us a little bit longer to get through the agenda this morning, but
Okay.
he's available at 9, so I don't know if it would be okay to put the executive session now for 15 minutes, and that would put us on time to come back and call him on the phone.
No
You're okay
problem
Do
with
that,
that.
that'd be an exact time, so yeah.
Okay, I move to the Board of County Commissioners recess to an executive session for 15 minutes under the following exemption of the Kansas Open Meeting Act. The subject to be discussed during the executive session is pending contract discussion. Those attending will be Mr. Bill Jeter, Mr. Darren Myers, Mr. Nate Liker and Mr. Michael Burgess and myself.
So,
When I call them, I may have to repeat the questions to them if you have questions, since I didn't ask IT for the conference phone today. It's my fault.
Oh.
what? So we don't need a motion.
Darren, good morning.
Good morning. I got you on speakerphone with the Ellis County Commission.
Great. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear them very well, so I may have to repeat their questions and anything, but I do got you on speakers for the room so everybody else can hear you. So
Sure.
I'll just turn it over to you and so you can give an update and we can move forward.
So the prices that I provided last week are still applicable. They're going to be within just a few pennies difference there. So I didn't, no need to update those. And as you can see there, we provided 1, 2, and 3 year options for fixed prices. You know, with the load profile for Ellis County, it's primarily just a winter time demand for the most part. And we've all seen what gas prices have done over the the last 4, 5, 6 years with price spikes and things like that. Obviously the big one that sticks out is February of 21 when we saw gas prices go into the hundreds of dollars, literally as high as $623 on the day market. But even this past year, this past winter, we saw gas prices not too far from here go to as high as $55 for basically the entire month of January for basically from Wyoming west. The demand out west just was very high, which puts a strain on supplies coming from the Rocky Mountain region, so it drove up spot prices for that time frame. So when we look at these fixed prices, those are the times that we're really trying to avoid. It very well could end up that gas prices could stay cheap for the next 4 or 5 years, but you just don't know. And the approach that we have taken with our company, and with our customers, is that a lot of the industries right now is saying that February 21 timeframe when prices spiked so high was an anomaly, one-time event, never going to happen again. We've actually taken the opposite approach. We think it is going to happen again. We just don't know when and to what extreme. We don't know how when it's going to happen or how high prices will go. So when you look at these prices, mid fives to high fives there for the next 1, 2, or 3 years, they compared to what you could end up paying, could end up looking very cheap. So my recommendation would be to do something, whether it's a 1 year or 2 or 3 year deal there. They're all are pretty much the same area of pricing there. So I would recommend that you do something to get yourself protected for the next winter or 2 or 3 winters.
Any questions?
I really don't have any.
Any recommendations? 1 year, 2 year, 3 year?
Well, I would recommend that we do 2 years just because it will not tie a future commission's hands too much.
Michael?
I could agree with that.
I'm on the 2-year also. I guess I get a report daily, and I really don't want to stick the county out there for 3. The 2 I can go with because it has been fluctuating and getting shipped overseas, liquefied, so I could go with the 2-year if everybody's in agreement with that.
I can do that. It at least locks us up for,
Yes.
takes it from a variable to a fixed cost.
Yeah, and doing the 100% volume price fix then? Is that how it works, or is there
Yes.
other options? I wrote down in April, 70% hedge with 30% daily price. Is that, I'm not saying that's an option I want, I'm just trying to see if that is an option.
Did you hear that, Mike, about the fixed price at the $5.65 for 2 years? That's 100% of the fuel that we would buy.
So it is not. It's for a fixed monthly volume. But what I would recommend doing there, so anytime, going back to what you said, but anytime you do 100% of volume, which when you do 100% of volume, you really don't know what that volume is going to be until it actually happens. So obviously we have to go out and we have to buy some different options for us to be able to cover whether you use more or if you use less. So that adds a premium to it. It's a fairly expensive premium. It's about $1 per MCF. So what I would actually recommend there is, I've got your historical volumes. I would recommend that we, for the months of December, January, and February, we inflate those numbers just slightly to maybe 110% of the historical average. That way, if we do see a price spike and we do see cold weather here to where you're actually using a little bit more gas, you're still very well covered and not having to pay that premium. And what I was using was a 2-year average on the volumes.
That answer your question?
Yeah.
And that there's a buyback on any unused, is that correct? Or
Yeah, so anything that's unused, we do buy back at the spot price. That is correct.
Okay.
So it's not like you have a set volume and you either have to take that or pay for it. We do charge you for that volume, but we then buy back the unused.
Okay. I would be okay with doing the inflated numbers on the December, January, February months
Michael?
Yeah.
Good? Okay.
and a 2-year contract.
In a 2-year, yep.
Okay.
Did you catch that, Mike?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And then I informed the commissioners when I met with them yesterday that our process today, since you're using today's numbers, would be if, once they gave you direction as to what they would like to see, I would ask that the commission would give me the authority to sign the papers, the contracts and everything after you have them drawn up, if that's okay.
Yeah, in fact, I'll hold those numbers that I gave you. So it'd be 565 plus fuel, which fuel is a volumetric. It's kind of like a loss factor that's charged by the pipeline. But what I'll do is I'll hold the 565. I can get those volumes hedged this morning. Most likely have to get a confirmation by after lunch.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
I'm good with that.
Well, if that is the case, Mike, I guess just give me a call or email me. And it sounds like the commission is in favor of the 110% of
December, January,
yeah,
February.
December, January, February of the fuel, and then for a 2-year contract at that 565.
Okay, I'll get that done this morning, and I'll be in touch this afternoon with confirmation.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
I can, after I get those and have them signed, I can send the commissioners a copy that way in case you want to review them.
Okay.
Yep,
That'll
That would be
work.
appreciated, yep.
Do I need to make a motion to give you authority to sign that? Okay, I'll make a motion to go ahead and give Darren Myers, County Administrator, authority to sign the contracts from Wood River Energy.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Okay. County Administrator report?
I have nothing this morning. Been on vacation for a couple weeks, and there's that saying, there's no place like home. It's always nice to go on vacation, but I love where I'm from and glad to be back, and I'll fill you in on anything that I learned this week while I catch up from everybody.
Okay.
I really have nothing. I did go to the health fair that the health department put on at the mall, or Big Creek Crossing, and then also to the re-grand opening. I was not available for the ribbon cutting, but I did attend and take a tour with Kim, so to see the good work that they're doing.
Good.
And the Ellis County Fair. I did take the kids and the family to the fair, so I want to say good job to everybody involved with the fair, and it was a very nice time out there.
Michael?
Yeah, I attended the, whatever that deal was at the mall.
The health fair.
The health fair, well attended. Many of the organizations outside of Ellis County also thought it was well worth their time to be there during the day. Got lots of people walking through, getting information about the services in our community, not just from the county, but other nonprofits, and then the ribbon cutting as well. So I think the health department's doing a fantastic job for us. So I appreciate the work that they've done this month.
Okay. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Nate. I also did go to the fair. It takes a lot of volunteers to help make that go, and they did a good job. They were very successful. Also like to, again, thank the volunteer firefighters. There's 114 of them, and if it don't rain, it's going to get worse. So, we got to appreciate those. And then I also appreciate the head departments that when Darren was on vacation, that they stepped up and helped him out. And I know he's going to have to play catch up, but we've got some good head department people. So that's all I have. So everybody have a nice, cool day, and 9:14 is adjourned.